Jeremy McGrath has not raced a national since 2000, so all of us were excited to see what his lap times would be in practice. Yesterday, he was 7th fastest, and today he was 6th fastest, 5 seconds off of RC's fastest time. But look at how cool this is. You have Jeremy McGrath, Ricky Carmichael, and Chad Reed on the starting line in a 250 class for the first time ever. A prelude to next year?
Well, as we take a look at our Honda starting grid, there is Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed, Kevin Windham, David Villeman. I'll tell you what, Jeremy McGrath, seeing his name on there, it does a heart good.
Yeah, Jeremy did not have to ride a qualifier. As a past champion, he's automatically seeded in, but you can see the name right below him, Mike Alessi, number 800. He was the fastest qualifier, and to tell you the truth, his lap time was faster than McGrath's this morning.
It is a star-studded event here in Delmont, Pennsylvania as the 30 board goes sideways. This is Moto number 1 of the 250 class. A
real short start here. It's uphill into a left-hander, and the gate drops. Here they come, and it looks like McGrath with a great start around the outside, and I think it's Kyle Lewis out front.
Kyle Lewis, number 23, on board the Honda. A bit of a pileup right there. We've got riders. It's Justin Buckaloo going down and going down hard. The 158 rider from Riverside, California. Back to the front of the pack we go, and it is Kyle Lewis, number 23, with Ricky Carmichael in tow.
You see Chad Reed right there in third. McGrath getting off to a pretty good start. Same with Mike Alessi. And now,
wow, McGrath in that pileup. Alessi's in the pileup.
Chad Reed's down too. Joaquin Rodriguez. And there it looks like Nick Wade. Wow, a lot of star power on the ground in the third corner.
On the left side of your screen, you'll see Chad Reed coming in view. Davey, what happened?
Well, you can see Ricky bounced off the jump, and right there, Reed did the same thing. Rodriguez taking a different line, hit him on the outside, and then you see Hamlin go down. McGrath had no choice. And look at that. You see Reed giving Rodriguez a little push there, and I got to tell you, I don't think that was Rodriguez's fault. All weekend long, guys have been going inside or outside, and when Reed bounced off that jump, he was sitting in Rodriguez's line.
Very uncharacteristic of Chad Reed to lose his cool right there, but he is extremely upset with Joaquin Rodriguez, and we'll have to find out. Well, they'll both have a take on that. Meanwhile, Ricky Carmichael has jumped out in front.
That is not a big surprise, is it?
No. He dispatched Kyle Lewis rather quickly on that first lap.
But, you know, this is the thing about Carmichael. Every big name out there, it seems like, was in that pileup, and Carmichael somehow evades it. I mean, it's like he rides with a bubble around him, like a halo. He never gets into pileups. He never has a problem. That's how you get a perfect season going, and that's what's so astonishing about the fact that he is working on his second perfect season. How do you go 2 years and never get into a pileup like that?
Ricky Carmichael sees it well before it's going to happen, and now you see the lead that he has over Kyle Lewis. Clark Stiles now just coming into view, sitting in third place.
You see Villeman in fourth and Kevin Windham in fifth. They weren't involved in the pileup, but I'm sure they got caught up behind it. And look at the gap that Carmichael and Lewis have on everyone, just by virtue of being the two guys who got through before Rodriguez and Reed collided.
Clark Stiles in third. Kevin Windham now moves into fourth, and David Villeman sits in fifth.
I tell you, they got to get around Clark Stiles quicker than that,
yeah,
if they're going to have a chance. That's the difference between James Stewart in the 125 class and some of these guys in 250 classes. They're almost riding tentatively.
Yeah, Bubba gets to a rider, and he dispatches them quickly, and it looks like these guys are trying to find the perfect line. Meanwhile, Ricky Carmichael, your leader, is just getting away from them quickly, and they still have Kyle Lewis to get around, who's in second.
Yeah, and granted, one thing, the thing that Stewart doesn't have to worry about is having a guy behind him come up and pass him. So maybe Kevin's riding a little defensively as he gets the inside line there on Stiles. Maybe he was worried about Villeman behind him. Either way, Carmichael is gone.
So Ricky Carmichael leads. Kyle Lewis sits in second, and Kevin Windham has now moved into third, and Kevin Windham riding with a certain sense of urgency here that we haven't seen in a while.
You know, Kevin Windham's beaten Carmichael here before, back when they were riding 125s, but at that point, Carmichael was a different rider, Kevin was a different rider, and now, you know, I know, whoa, almost off to the side of the track. I know that Kevin is third in the standings, and that's pretty great for a lot of guys, but he came into this Outdoor Nationals thinking that he might have something for Ricky. And check it out. You can see Ricky squirt along the track at the top of the picture. That's how far out in front he is one lap into this. Windham was hoping to run with Carmichael all summer long, and it just has not happened. In fact, Reed has gotten the better of Windham most of the summer. So Villeman was able to go by Stiles as well. Taking a look back at the field, that's Jeremy McGrath, 24th place right next to Fonseca.
So Jeremy McGrath not having the return he was hoping for, but he said at the top of the show he was expecting to come out here and win motos, but I don't think he anticipated that big pileup in the first turn.
Yeah, he was definitely having top 7, top 8 speed through qualifying, and once the competitive juices clicked in, he knew he was going to be up there. I mean, he's nice with Fonseca. Fonseca's the top 5 guy in the Outdoor Nationals.
No question about that. Also in that pileup, number 800, Mike Alessi. Love him or hate him, the kid can ride a bike, no question about it. We'll see how his progress proceeds throughout this first moto. But this is Jeremy McGrath returning back, holding on to that number 2 number, and that makes Anaheim 1 on January 8th that much more special.
I can't wait to see him back on a Supercross track. You know, this is a big surprise, and Jeremy decided at the last minute to come out and ride this event, but Anaheim's going to be amazing.
Back to Delmont in a moment.
Who's ready to ride?
The new CRFs from Honda. Who wants to ride?
Magazine, the most widely read and trusted source for motorcycling information. We are back to Delmont, Pennsylvania for the Kawasaki Nationals at Steel City, presented by Subway. Todd Harris along with Davey Coombs and Jamie Little. There's your leader, Ricky Carmichael, here in Moto number 1. And he is all but checked out.
Well, Goose put on the board, big lead, but meanwhile, back in second place, Kyle Lewis of the Moto XXX Honda team is leading Kevin Windham, and well, it looks like he's got a little trail going there. Must have lost his roll-off, but Kyle Lewis has been picking up the pace here late in the summer. You know, he missed off Supercross with an injury, and he's a veteran. He knows that every point is valuable, and nothing would be better for him than a top 5 right now.
You know, not to be trivial, but that's got to be a distraction for Kevin Windham.
Yeah.
He's got that streamer running in his face.
I have a feeling it's a distraction for Kyle Lewis, too, but there's nothing you can do. Sometimes those things come loose, and, oh, did you see that? Nice little move by Windham to pop down that hole. Now he's got the inside line out this long row of tabletops, so Windham is able to take second. Yeah, that is distracting, whether it's on you or it's on the guy you're following.
Kyle Lewis is trying to get it pulled off, and so far has been unsuccessful. He yields up second position to Kevin Windham. So Kyle Lucky Lewis right now not so lucky with the extra appendage running on his bike, currently in 3rd, and Windham sits in 4th.
There you see Sean Hammond a ways back. Sebastian Tortelli in 6th. He avoided that pileup. Styles now dropped back a little bit, and then Ando.
Well, word is that Chad Reed is off the track. Let's check in quickly with Jamie Little down on the track.
Yeah, we just saw Reed come in. What's he saying?
There's a big problem with the rear brake. There's a part broken on it, so he's got absolutely no rear brake. And he's with a track like this with hills and stuff. Tough day.
Did you see what happened out there?
No, I just looked down and missed it. Something happened, and they come together in that corner. I don't know. A bunch of people piled into him, and that's I think what happened. He got tangled up with somebody, and then made him tip over, and then somebody hit him from behind. That's where the problem came from.
Not too often we see Chad Reed in the back of the pack.
Well, that was an unfortunate situation, and for Joaquin Rodriguez, it got even worse when Chad pushed his bike over.
Sort of insult to injury. Now, check out Mike Alessi kind of moving up through the pack. That's Evan Lockridge. He was just able to pass. Alessi, of course, involved in that pileup, and he is already up to 8th place. Okay, see him grab a tear off there, and again, Alessi trying to make up for a disastrous debut. I don't think anyone's had a debut that bad since Jean-Michel Bale rode his first Supercross back in 1989 and ended up watching 19.5 laps from the hay bale that he landed on. Alessi, no points, and now he's moving up on some pretty quick guys. Saw him just past Lockridge, and now he's moving up on Anderson. Look how little he is on that bike. I still can't believe he decided to ride a 450 instead of a 250 or even a 125.
Well, I'll tell you what, no one has ever doubted this kid's ability or his speed. I think it's the off-track incidences or comments that have got him in a little bit of hot water with the rest of the community, but kid can flat out ride.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of some of that off-track stuff, what did we motocross journalists do before the fabulous Alessis came along? I mean, you got to admit, they put some spice into the summer. Wherever they go, an internet story is sure to follow.
They are set to jump over to KTM at the next stop, which will be Glen Helen, but late word is that they might not race that, so the drama continues. Meanwhile, no drama here. Ricky Carmichael just goes out there like a hard-working 9-to-5 man.
Yeah, it's almost easy to forget that Carmichael has 7 more days left with Team Honda. And you know, we talk about James Stewart's dominance in the 125 class. Todd, in the last 3 years, this guy has lost less nationals than James Stewart. Ricky Carmichael has only lost 2 nationals in 3 years, and now he's going to leave Honda. That is a huge story, and if not for sort of the white noise and the strange things come out of the Alessi camp, we'd be talking about what an astonishing move this is after winning every championship he competed for on a Honda, that he is leaving for Team Suzuki after 1 more race.
I know it's a business, but from a fan's perspective, it just doesn't seem right. It's like Michael Schumacher leaving Ferrari. Ricky Carmichael is Honda, but we'll have to get used to him on the yellow bike under the tent with Roger DaCosta. But what has he done for that company?
You know what? He put Honda back on the motocross map. It took them years to recover from losing Jeremy McGrath, and I think it's going to take a while to recover from this, maybe even longer, because this kid coming up here, number 800, he was supposed to be their next big red hope, and he's already going orange. So they're going to have a team next year, some good guys, but not the star power that they've been used to with McGrath and Carmichael, and you know, it's going to be a tough time. And just as Ricky was able to put Honda back on the map, that's what Suzuki's hoping for, because they're going to lose this rider right here, 36 Sean Hamlin, is he's starting to have Alessi closing on. Now imagine you're Hamlin, you don't have a job next year, and here comes this kid up behind you. If that's not a lot of pressure, the one guy you do not want to beat you at Steel City this weekend is Mike Alessi.
Sean Hamlin, number 36, takes a look over, and there you see the difference. Kyle Lewis back in the running again. Now he's on to 4th place. Remember, Kyle Lewis got our whole shot. He has slid back to 4th. Got a great battle going here with number 103, and that is Sebastian Tortelli, maybe the most improved rider this year, coming off a serious injury, but the way he's been riding, Davey, the last 4 or 5 weeks, he has been phenomenal. There's
no doubt. And you know what? I think that he's really, really happy about the fact that Carmichael is going to be his teammate next year, and the aggressiveness that he has is it's good to see Sebastian back up there.
Carmichael, Windham, and Villeman, your top 3 back after this. The Time Machine is taking us back to the days when Steel City was the final round of the series, but more importantly, in 1993 was the final 500cc AMA motocross race ever held. Mike LaRocco came into the round with a 9-point lead over Jeff Stanton. Stanton wasted no time overtaking Lance Smale for the lead, and at the same time, Mike Kudrowski passed LaRocco for 3rd. Stanton needed to win at all costs, but the defending champion Kudrowski wasn't taking offers, and he passed Stanton for the lead. Number 2 couldn't get the position back, and Stanton only gained 2 points on LaRocco, who finished 3rd. In Moto 2, Steve Lamson took the whole shot, followed by Mike Jones. Yes, that's Mad Mike getting passed by Kudrowski. The MX Kid worked his way past Lamson, who later is worked over by LaRocco. Stanton, still needing 7 points on LaRocco for the title, doesn't get help from his own teammate Lamson. So much for team tactics. Kudrowski took the double moto sweep, and LaRocco won his first ever national title and the last 500cc AMA Motocross Series championship. And we are back to the present day racing, the Kawasaki Nationals at Steel City, presented by Subway. Todd Harris along with Davey Coombs, and we got a great battle here. Kyle Lewis minus his tail being pressured now by number 103, Sebastian Tortelli.
Kyle is putting in a fantastic ride. This is the kind of track that Tortelli really likes. Lots of off-cambers. Kind of reminds him of growing up on the GP circuit. So Lewis doing a fine job on the 4-stroke, holding off that RM250 of the former 2-time world champion.
Sebastian Tortelli, number 103, David, we talked about earlier in the show. This kid has come back from some serious injuries, and he is just riding with so much passion. Roger DaCosta's got to be thrilled about having him.
Yeah, look at that right there. A nice, aggressive move by Tortelli. And yeah, you're right. DaCosta loves Sebastian. He understands the hardships he's been through with the knee injuries and everything, and now he's just doing the best he can. And it looks like Alessi, at the same time, has gone around Sean Hamlin.
Mike Alessi, number 800, on board the Honda, soon will be switching over to the KTM. And you're right, Mike Alessi now into 6th place as Sean Hamlin goes back to 7th. Let's look at it again.
All right, this is the long shot from the other side of the track. Check out Hamlin. Give him a look over, a little brake check. Alessi's played that game on mini bikes before. Turns it inside out, takes it right to the outside, runs him out of real estate. Smart move by the kid.
And the way Mike Alessi's riding, Edie's just putting on a show. Let's check in with Jamie Little.
Mike's looking so smooth. He's gone pretty much from the back of the pack all the way up to 7th.
Yeah, he's been training, he's been going good, and he felt good about coming here.
Little less pressure. You think that's the difference today?
Yeah, there wasn't that much media. The focus wasn't on Mike as much this weekend, so I think a little bit less pressure. He's doing a lot better.
Well, he's learning all the lessons real quick about pile-ups and how to work your way through the pack.
Yeah, we're proud of him.
All right, keep up the good work.
You know, Jamie touched on something right there. Think about that. Alessi was in that pile-up with all those other big stars from McGrath to Nick Way to Ernesto Fonseca, and he has come up through the pack quicker than all of them.
Well, no question, the kid can ride, and he is fast, and he will learn lessons quickly. Meanwhile, we're getting a good look at Clark Stiles as he comes through the pack. Number 34 being followed closely by number 24 on the Honda, Ernesto Fonseca.
And Mike Byrne is right behind them. Byrne went down on the outside of the second corner all by himself, got in the loose stuff. You also see Heath Voss and Nick Way back there. So a couple really high two-digit number guys, or I should say low two-digit numbers, all right there together. 5 guys within 10 digits.
Fonseca gets around Clark Stiles, and here comes Mike Byrne. It looks like Clark Stiles is having some problems because he is about dropping anchors. 2 guys go past him. I don't know if it's a bike problem or what, but Fonseca and Byrne move up a position.
Well, Clark had a good start. He avoided that pile-up, but these are the big hitters coming up through, and there's just not a lot you can do about it. There's Alessi using that trick line off to the side of the jump, kind of scrubbing speed, and now he's moving up on Kyle Lewis, and I can't believe this. Todd, Kyle Lewis was winning 125 Supercross races before Mike Alessi was even born.
He is young and he is talented, as is Lucky Lewis, number 23, who just sits ahead, and oh, Alessi almost throws it away right there. Backs it off just a little bit, but Mike Alessi currently sitting in 6th place. Remember, he was involved in that pileup with Jeremy McGrath, Chad Reed, and Rodriguez. Here's Ricky Carmichael, though, your leader. He is all checked out as the white flag comes out for the last lap.
You see Mike Gosler, 04 champ, and that's what Ricky is. In fact, it should be 8-time champ.
Unbelievable. Ricky Carmichael has rewritten the record books. He has been a stellar champion. He has said and done all the right things. Let's send it down to Jamie, who's with Mike Gosler.
Well, Mike, you can officially say you guys have 3 championships together. How's it feel?
Very special.
A very emotional time for Mike Gosler and Davey, understandably so, what they've accomplished together.
It's been magic. You know, a lot of people thought, could Carmichael do it without Chad Watts, you know, the other great mechanic he spent the first part of his career with? Well, he has done it with Mike Gosler. It's just been magic together, almost unbeatable in outdoor motocross. And, you know, now the big question is, will Ricky take Gosler with him to Suzuki? And no one said anything yet, but I can't see these two breaking up for any reason. And if it's any indication, Mike Gosler's son, Chris Gosler, is going to be riding a Suzuki next year. So if his rider goes and his son goes, I don't see how Gosler's going to stay with Honda.
Well, if you're Ricky Carmichael, as smart as he is, why would you let him go? He has absolutely been dominating both on Supercross and on Motocross, but this year he has been perfect, and we look at the domination there on the graphics. 73 wins.
It's just, you know, that's more than twice as many as Hannah had, as RJ had. This is going to mark his 24th consecutive Moto win, and you know, he's moving up on that record. It's you know, we talk about James Stewart's dominance, but this guy is more dominant in outdoor motocross.
He will wrap up the title at Steel City, the spot that used to be the finale. Now we have the finale at Glen Helen this year, but how appropriate that Ricky Carmichael wraps up yet another title at this historic track. Your winner, 250 Moto number 1 and 2004 champion, Ricky Carmichael. We'll be back to talk to the champ after this short break. Pennsylvania, this was the scene moments ago at the Steel City Nationals presented by Subway.
I want to give this to my man right here, Mike Gosler.
No, real good job, Ricky.
As Ricky Carmichael claimed yet another number 1 plate and promptly gave it to his mechanic, Mike Gosler. Well, there you see the standings. After Moto 1, Carmichael clinches and he is now standing by with Jamie Little.
Ricky Carmichael making it happen. Unbelievable. Like I said, always history in the making, your 5th consecutive 250 outdoor title, Ricky.
I can't believe it. It hasn't sunken in yet. And I didn't think I'd be here when I was at Hangtown, you know. Man, it's just been an awesome ride. And like I said, it hasn't sunken in. I still got another moto to go, but I'm really happy.
What a rebound. You missed the entire Supercross season with your first major injury. Come back and you win this title. Is it a monkey off your back?
It's definitely a monkey off my back. I never thought that I would have been able to do it in this fashion. And I tell you, everything is going really good. I've said before that I'm just having a lot of fun racing. You know, as I get older, I appreciate what I do a lot more, and I love it.
As we take a look at our Suzuki final results, it's Carmichael getting the win in the title, followed by Windham and Windham in your top 3. Sebastian Tortelli with a great run in 4th, and Michael Lessie, tremendous performance in 5th place. On the second page, there's Jeremy McGrath in 15th. Unfortunately, Chad Reed finishes in 17th. Let's send it back down to Jamie Little, who's with K-Dub.
Kevin Windham back up here on the podium. And how in the world did you avoid those 3 pileups? And I guess it was all in the first lap.
Yeah, that was pretty tight, and the one little pileup in between the rhythm jumps, you know, the whole track was taken up, and I was just lucky enough to be far enough back. I was able to go right off the track, get around it, and hop back on. It seemed like it was the whole track wide, and I know it took a lot of guys down, but fortunately I was able to get through it, and I guess that was the good part about being back a little bit. I picked my way through the pileup, but I need to get a better start and ride a little bit better in the second motor.